Oh, champ. Run up these likes, run up these likes, run up these likes. We back again with another one, man. Look like Gucci Mane is telling even more. I told y'all this the other day. Gucci Mane is cooperating, and he's cooperating a lot, and he don't care. He's telling, champs. He's telling. Yeah. Now, am I in favor of Pooh Shiesty and Big 30? Absolutely not. I think those are some dusty Memphis Negroes. I ain't gonna lie. If you would rob the person who put you on over something petty and weird, then I think you's a complete snake and a weirdo. And anybody vouching for Pooh Shiesty and other people who are involved is a complete bozo and a weirdo. Backdoor behavior to the highest extent. If you are in support of backdoor behavior, you are a weirdo, in my opinion. I really don't give a damn how you feel. You dig? But news just came out.
Court downtown.
Hold on, what the hell is going on? News just came out that Pooh Shiesty's father just made bond, man. I believe it like 250K bond or something like that. Something along those lines, champ. We gonna jump into this content. Salute to the chat. But Gucci Mane telling too, I ain't gonna lie. But let's continue. Oh, champ, let's get to the content game.
Darcy, is actually still going on, heading into hour 4 at this point. But we were able to get a bond assigned for Lontrell Williams Sr, the father of Pooh Shiesty. The judge ultimately decided she's going to assign him a home incarceration, which she says is the strictest bond she can assign outside of giving him or granting him into federal custody. She said the only time he is allowed to leave his home is to attend his court dates in Dallas, where this case will ultimately be tried. And she said he'll be under electronic monitoring while this all plays out. Now,
okay. So yeah, that's Pooh Shiesty's pops who made bond. The judge says this man cannot leave his home unless he's attending his court hearings, champ. That's it. You can't go nowhere. You heard? And that's it. We got a Frank lover in the building. I'm gonna get you out of here. I know you mad. I know you're upset. I get it, man. Listen. Y'all already sniped him. Salute. Damn, y'all mad still? Yo, listen. Yeah, I better not find out it's a certain someone, or I'm gonna start posting stuff. Don't make me start posting stuff. I'm gonna just say this right now. I found my old phone and I got stuff in there. So in case you coming from that direction and you coming from over there, I suggest you chill out. I'm telling you right now. Like, y'all don't want it to get real bad. The Discord already know what type time I'm on. I don't think you want to learn what type time I'm on, because I'm not playing with nobody, bro. I'm going to keep it a whole. Don't play around. I'm telling you, gang. I've been telling y'all. I'm going to send tickets. Eventually, I'm going to send tickets. Spirit Airlines. You heard? I'm not playing. Y'all niggas think I'm scared to say stuff on. I'm not really scared of anything, champ. I don't think you know who you're talking to. I'm just going to be honest. But back to the content. Back to the content before it get evil, because it will get evil. I'm just going to keep it tall. But let's continue, man. So a lot of people had a lot of things to say in regards to this. One person being Albie Al, who has been saying a lot of things. Albie Al, a New Jersey rapper who's well known, said before that T.I. was trying to beef with 50 to save Atlanta because of the F the Streets movement that kind of ruined the image of Atlanta's street scene to some degree, right? So he also says this in regards to Gucci Mane snitching, by the way. We're going to get to Gucci Mane snitching in a second.
Case, man, I figured out what happened. It's going to fuck y'all mind up, because when I found it out too, I was like, nah, ain't no way, you heard? So look, the real Gucci man didn't rap. The clone did. That's not the real Gucci. The clone told, man. Motherfucker was cloned, man. They cloned him. So whoever that nigga is, yo, gotta get to the bottom of this. We gotta find the real Gucci, man, because there ain't no way, bro. That's who rat it, bro. That's who rat it, man. Free Pooh Shiesty, man. Come on, man. Y'all Atlanta niggas, man. I ain't even, it's a lot of real niggas in Atlanta, man. You feel me? And I really know what's going on, you know what I'm saying? I've been out there, but you know what I'm saying? Before all of this shit, I know what I'm saying. I know I got family.
So, someone made a very good point right? Salute to Shorty Nick, because he said this. When Gucci Mane got ambushed by Jeezy's people and he smoked Pookie Loke and all that, he did say that Jeezy put a bag on him, and he wasn't supposed to say that. He was never supposed to say that young Jeezy put any money on his head. He knew where the money, he knew where it was coming from, but he publicly said that Jeezy put a bag on his head. He wasn't supposed to say that because that indicts Gucci Mane. So in hindsight, Gucci Mane was always telling, but people never cared because Gucci Mane laid down Pookie Loke when Pookie Loke tried to run down on him when he got ambushed. So he actually told on young Jeezy, but nobody gave a damn because Gucci Mane actually clapped the people that came through. So it's kind of crazy because Gucci Mane did something very gangster, but in the same light, he still admitted that Jeezy was the person to put money on his head when he shouldn't have said that. Understand? So, truth be told, Gucci kind of always been the person to get people low-key indicted to some degree. You can't, because you was victim or a potential victim, you don't get to say that such and such put a bag on your head, because when you say these things, you are possibly indicting them. And this is a fact. Nobody don't really talk about this, but it's just the truth. You really ain't got nobody in Atlanta really speaking out saying Gucci is a rat or not, even though they should. I also believe that Gucci Mane should get the same treatment that Gunna got, because we got to keep the same energy, right? Now again, I am nobody that's in favor of Pooh Shiesty, Big 30, or any of these guys. I think these niggas is just broke, entitled bums. They are. Because why would you ever try to go ahead and rob the person that put you on and got you in a position? That's nasty work. There's a whole video of Gucci Mane giving Pooh Shiesty a track hawk and all that, giving them things, giving them gifts. So they try to use the fact that Gucci Mane ain't paid for Big Scar's funeral as a reason to rob him, get him out of this contract. And there's other dirty 1017 artists that's vouching for what Pooh Shiesty and them did, which is crazy, right? So Gucci is at fault because he's signing these dirty street Negroes. You're signing these literal people from the slums who don't know what it's like to have money. They don't know what loyalty is. They just some dirty, disgruntled Negroes, gang. It's just a fact, right? So Gucci made a mistake even signing these people off the street who don't even know how to get out the street. All they know is street nonsense. That's why his name is Pooh Shiesty. He's shiesty. You can't trust this guy. They got a whole thing on Instagram of Pooh Shiesty saying he's gonna delete a media person for posting information about him and his op. They said if you don't take this off of Instagram, Pooh Shiesty told this guy that he was gonna make him disappear. Now, how crazy do you have to be to try to threaten a media person on Instagram just for posting information about you and your enemy if it's public knowledge? He said, please take that down. I would hate to have to end it. This is literally facts. So Pooh Shiesty is right where he belongs. He wanted to be there. He wanted to go back to prison. Because why in the world would you even do this to someone that tried to help you? Right? And since we're here, right, salute to the what's this guy named Lavish Styles P from New York. This guy made a very good point as well. I'm not gonna lie. Check this out too. Hold on. Let me take this from the top. Check this out.
Really niggas out here condoning on fucking Pooh Shiesty robbing Gucci. Like, you niggas is weirdos. Like, Gucci ain't changed that little dusty nigga life. Put him in a position to win. That's how you know you niggas be snake backdoor ass niggas. You can't look out for niggas, bro. You can't. Cause niggas are trying to do weird shit. You niggas is weird, man. Any nigga condoning that, bro, niggas is bozos. Y'all niggas is really bozos, bro. This is why I don't be with niggas, bro. You cannot look out for a fucking nigga, bro. You can't. Cause y'all niggas start feeling entitled and think y'all deserve more when y'all don't, nigga. I put you in position to win, nigga. You owe me your loyalty, nigga. Niggas is weird.
Facts. I don't see the line. Anybody signing with Pooh Shiesty is a weirdo. Even Rick Ross, you weird. How you condoning the backdoor behavior, bro? How you condoning that? That's weird. That is suspect. If you are gonna sneak the person that just put you on, that's weird. That's weird. I'm really seeing people say, but Gucci deserved it. He deserved it? How? And then I'm seeing other artists that was under Gucci say, the contract, this Pooh Shiesty not wrong. You're another dusty bum that Gucci put on. Listen, I know Gucci told he's a rat. That's not cool, but y'all weird. Y'all weird. Because he didn't do nothing to y'all. He tried to help y'all, and this is the thanks that he gets? He ain't paid for Big Scar funeral, who's the cousin of Pooh Shiesty, so now y'all gonna try to run down on him? That don't even make sense. What? Nigga, he not obligated to pay for his funeral? Like, he's not obligated to pay for Big Scar's funeral, bro. He had other stuff going on at the time. It's nasty when people think they entitled to, nigga. The contract don't say pay for Big Scar's funeral. Big Scar was also an artist that was signed to Gucci Mane. To be technical, Gucci signed Pooh Shiesty and some of his family members, and this is how he was repaid in robbery fashion. Right? So let's get to these documents here, champ. This is nasty work. Let me fix my screen, by the way. And make sure you hit the like. I didn't stress the like button. Make sure you hit the like button, man. Listen. According to 32-page indictment, Gucci Mane felt Pooh Shiesty was about to execute him after he was pushed onto the couch. Pooh Shiesty placed the barrel of a firearm to the back of BP's head, ordered him and Gucci Mane to leave the control room in the studio. Alright, and then we're gonna get into these documents right now, as a matter of fact. Alright, so RD, which is Roderick Davis, that's Gucci Mane, was pushed onto the couch in the control room, causing victims to believe they were going to be executed. Williams Jr. placed the barrel of a firearm to the back of BP's head and ordered him and Gucci Mane to leave the control room in the studio through the west entrance of the office building. Roderick Davis, which is Gucci Mane, then instructed CW and TD to escort them to their vehicle. As the victims left, MM turned to Williams Jr. and asked him if they were really taking his watches. So this is where the jewelry thieving begins, because they about to steal these watches, gang. Yeah, they about to steal the watches and etc. It's nasty work, man. Absolutely insane, gang. All champ. But let's continue, shall we? So RD complied, signing the paperwork for Williams Jr. while Williams Sr. and Wright stood by Roderick Davis. Gucci Mane was not allowed to leave the recording room while he was held at gunpoint by Williams Jr. Wright pulled out a cell phone and purported to record Roderick Davis, which is Gucci Mane, signing the paperwork while being forced to say that he released Williams Jr. from their contract. After the release was signed, Williams Jr. took Gucci Mane's wedding ring, watch, earrings, and cash. After Gucci Mane signed the contractual release paperwork, Williams Jr. provided the paperwork to Williams Sr. and asked him if the paperwork was good. Williams Sr. advised that the paperwork needed to be dated, so Williams Jr. then forced Gucci Mane to add a date next to his signature. Now, I ain't gonna lie. This is the first time I'm ever hearing about someone trying to get out of a contract by way of gunpoint. That's absolutely insane. All chant. Shorty Nick in the chat says, he gave him 10K. They act like he was supposed to shoot him 100K for the funeral. LOL. Listen, they also pawned all of the jewelry that they stole. Millions of dollars worth of jewelry, and only got $10,000 in return. How dirty can you be, gang? I don't know. This is very filthy work from some dusty Memphis Negroes. But salute to Memphis, though. We ain't here to shame Memphis. I like some people in Memphis. I ain't gonna lie. I rock with them. 3-6 Mafia, I rock with them. But let's continue, gang. Because there is more all champ. So, as Roderick Davis, which is Gucci Mane, Williams Jr., Williams Sr., and Wright exited the recording room, the remaining subjects, Waters, Rogers, Johnson, Glover, McDaniel, and Gibson, produced handguns or AR/AK style pistols and began to demand property from BP and MM. BP was pushed onto a couch in the control room while an individual known as BP as CMO Damn Fool and part of William Jr.'s crew, later identified as Rogers, searched his pockets and stole his wallet. BP's chain and a necklace bearing the moniker 1017 was stolen from his neck by another subject he knew as Glizzy 375. Later identified as McDaniel. During the robbery, McDaniel repeatedly threatened to shoot BP for moving, but Williams Jr. instructed McDaniel not to. So they got this whole thing here, gang. I ain't gonna lie, they got the whole thing here. It's crazy, all champ. Yeah, y'all go on to prison. Y'all go on to prison, champ. 3 more roses. 003 says, is it true that Pooh dad is a rat? I really don't know, to be honest with you. To be honest, I don't know. I haven't seen any paperwork on it. I don't know. I see Whack 100 saying that Pooh Shiesty and them is rats or what have you. I don't know. I have no clue. I haven't done my research on that. Haven't really been looking for it. So I couldn't confirm or deny these things, gang. Uncle Des says Big 30 a bum, Pooh Shiesty a bum, and his dad is a super bum. Exactly. Bro, what we seeing here is nasty work. This is not cool. This is weird. Anybody who's vouching for this is just another dusty Negro who's cool with this shiesty backdoor behavior. Gucci Mane didn't do nothing wrong to these guys. He tried to put you guys on. And how was he repaid? Because he ain't paid for some funeral. Now he's the enemy. Now he should be ran down. That's a nasty way of thinking. That's disgusting. You feel what I'm saying? Shorty Nick says, yeah, it's a fact. His pops had 5K1 in his sentence. That's rat paperwork. Okay, so Shorty Nick is saying that Pooh Shiesty's pops is indeed a rat. So we're dealing with rat on rat crime. Unfortunately, this is a rat on rat offense, Jim. We don't see too many rat on rat offenses, but let's get back to this paperwork, shall we? So BP further identified an individual he knew as Baby Slime 375. Later identified as Johnson as being involved in the kidnapping and robbery, and that during the control room robberies, Johnson possessed a firearm and held BP and others at gunpoint. Both MM and BP identified an individual they knew as KD, later identified as Waters, also being involved in the kidnapping and robbery, possessing a firearm and holding them at gunpoint. MM was choked from behind to the point of nearly losing consciousness during the kidnapping and robbery, resulting in scratches on his neck and wrist. Now, this guy that they're talking about is actually a white guy, by the way. This is a white guy that they're talking about. I've seen the pictures. I can't show y'all the pictures because it got blood in it and all that. So, I can't show y'all that. But this guy that they're talking about is a white man, champ. They're going to goddamn prison. Yo, so the guy they talking about with the scratches is a white executive who was with Gucci Mane during the robbery in Dallas. Facts. So, yeah, man, they're definitely done. Like, they're completely cooked. There's no doubt about it. MM was robbed of his Rolex watch, a Louis Vuitton bag containing multiple other high-dollar watches, Apple AirPod headphones, and his wallet at gunpoint by Glover. MM confirmed his Louis Vuitton bag, AirPods, and wallet each had an Apple AirTag, a location tracking device attached. They were gonna catch y'all regardless. They was gonna catch y'all regardless, bro. To be honest. Yo, bro, this is nasty work. So you had all of these. So here's the thing that's really bothering me. Y'all got all these things. I got all these Rollies, APs, all these things. And you mean to tell me I only got 10 bands for everything? listen, they went to the jewelry shop, pawned it, and only got 10 bands for some watches that's definitely well over hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, it had to go up to the millions. How the hell what y'all niggas failed math or something? Y'all got finessed by the pawn shop. Nigga, y'all should have been able to take the entire pawn shop, gang. I ain't gonna lie. Shorty Nick says to get out of prison and take your whole entourage back with you is crazy. Yeah, something wrong with this nigga, man. Again, I just told you that this nigga Pooh Shiesty threatened the whole media platform on Instagram for posting information about him and his ops. And it wasn't no incriminating information. It was just some regular rap news stuff. Nodi says Gucci had a security guard who was a retired security guard. Oh, you mean a retired policeman? And his cameraman, who's also a white dude, LMAO, 2 civilians. Well, again, record execs were also held at gunpoint. There was some pale record execs that were held at gunpoint in the studio as well. It was a bunch of different people. They forced Gucci Mane to take him off the contract. It was a whole bunch of nonsense, bro. It just didn't make sense. But yes, it was a retired police officer or an undercover. I'm hearing undercover police officer too. Right? But let's continue because there's just a couple more documents that we need to get through, okay? So next up, as the altercation inside the control room ensued, Wright walked over to the studio door to the lobby, closed it and blocked it with his body, preventing the victims from leaving. CW and TD, the victims' security guards, watched Wright barricade the door and attempted to force their way into the control room, but were prevented from entering. With handguns drawn, CW and TD managed to partially open the door, but recognized that they were outnumbered by the armed target suspects. So yeah, I guess they basically got him closed in. They zeroed in on him and etc. You dig what I'm saying? All chant. Black Man Rising now says this is Suge Knight style negotiating, chant. Yeah, it's looking that way, but this is also Dusty style negotiating too. You feel what I'm saying? Imagine I give you $1 million and you backdoor me because I wasn't able to pay for your cousin's funeral. You feel me? I'm just saying, gang. Media Liar says it's not snitching if you are the victim. They weren't committing crimes together and Gucci turned on him. Yo, gang, I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. That's telling. It doesn't matter if you're a victim. Gucci Mane is a street nigga. Street niggas can be victimized too. Just because you a street nigga that gets victimized doesn't mean that you're not a rat because you told. No. You're telling. No. You don't get it. Some of y'all don't understand. If you are a street guy and you being victimized by someone and you tell them you're a rat too. No, that's not how this works. Just because someone is victimized doesn't change. The rules don't change because you want them to. The rules don't change because you want them to, bro. That's not how this works. I'll give you an example. Let's say Rick Ross got robbed, right? For some reason, and he's out there in Las Vegas, and he about to go to his hotel, but he get ambushed by said gunmen, and they take his chains, and he cooperates. You know what that means? Rick Ross is a rat. You can't be a street nigga and tell. You can't cooperate with authorities. It doesn't matter. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Yo, bro, it doesn't matter. If you cooperate, you're telling. It doesn't matter. Ask anybody that's in the street, etc. It doesn't matter, bro. Because it's still streets. It's still street related. Who said Gucci told? Nigga, the DOJ said he cooperated, and I read it multiple times. I did a couple videos on it. He did tell. He is a rat. Yes. It's not just because you don't like it doesn't mean that that's the truth. Like the same thing for Nipsey Hussle. When Nipsey Hussle got deleted, Nipsey Hussle got deleted because of something that he did. He was trying to be a gangbanger and an entrepreneur. Y'all said he was targeted, but you don't know that Nipsey Hussle had beef with said individual for years, bro. This was a gang-related offense. Y'all didn't realize that Nipsey called Shitty a rat, and then that was the end result. You understand what I'm saying? So again, the rules of ratting don't change because you want them to. I don't care if he was victimized. It doesn't matter if he was victimized or not. He's cooperating with the police, and he's a street nigga. Gucci Mane is known as one of the biggest street rappers of all time. The trap god of Atlanta is what they call him. So when the so-called trap god does this, this is not a good look. This looks very bad, and this is not what you do. You don't point fingers at people just because you got robbed. You have to take your L on the chin sometimes, and you got to get your get back. See, what street niggas do in retaliation to these situations is called ticket sending, champ. What a street nigga would do in retaliation would be he would get some type of get back, bro. That's what happens. Unfortunately, that's just how it is, man. You heard? Salute to Big Dog Scorp, who says, I hate to say it, but you're right, and I'm from East Atlanta, Big Dog. You know what I'm talking about. Like, bro, we understand how this works, bro. We understand how this works. I'm from the hood, too. I'm from the hood, bro. You cannot do this. You cannot do this. Real talk, you cannot. I don't know if y'all think I'm like some of y'all, but bro, I've been around gangs. I've been in the trap house before. I've been around the things, champ. Now I'm not saying I was involved in anything per se. I'm not saying, but I'm telling you, I done seen it, champ. And you cannot do this. You cannot do this. It just is what it is, man. Shorty Nick says, man, Gucci told on Jeezy back in the day. That nigga been a rat. Folks just overlooked it because he smoked Pookie Low. Two things can be true. Yo, salute to Shorty Nick. And Shorty Nick, I actually said it earlier when you told me. The reason that they ain't called Gucci a rat back then is because he smoked Pookie. Him smoking Pookie Low overshadowed the fact that he said that Jeezy put money on his head. Right? And that's just a fact. Niggas want to ignore certain things because they want to ignore it. Listen, get your feelings out of the situation. You have to use logic. You have to use logic. You heard? Black man rising now says, so a street nigga has to retaliate and risk going to prison with the dudes that robbed him? No, he doesn't. Black man rising, he's not obligated to do anything in return. But if he wants to do anything in return, that's going to have to be what happens. If he wants to, he's not obligated to get any get back. If he don't want to, that's his business. But just know the only thing that he can do is do some type of get back. You dig? You said risk going to prison. Bro, street niggas risk going to prison every single day. That doesn't mean anything. People be so hell-bent on going to prison. Do you think these niggas give a damn about going to prison? Gucci already served time for what he did. Y'all don't realize that everybody don't give a damn about doing time, bro. Salute to Cali King. He's obligated to not say nothing. That's also facts. Listen, check this out. Y'all gotta realize everybody don't give a damn about doing time, bro. See, you thinking with your head, but everybody's not you. Everybody's not you, bro. You gotta realize that, look, some people don't give a damn about going to prison. As a matter of fact, where I come from, the niggas will tell you and flex on you about the time they got and the charges, bro. You don't even know this. Yeah, it's a fact. Now, should you go to prison? Is prison a good place? Hell no, nigga, it's not a good place. You being locked up, you in a goddamn zoo with other animals, nigga. You're in a zoo. When you locked up, you're in the zoo, bro. You in a zoo. That's just what it is, man. It's only the strong survive, fight for your life. It just is what it is. But bro, facts are facts. You heard? Facts are facts. Bumbleclot says prison is for losers. Well, listen, sometimes losers don't go to prison either. People be in there for different things. I mean, he said he's grown and has a family. So what? But he also chose to be a street. What does him, yo, listen, y'all gotta get out y'all feelings and let this whole he got a family thing, let it go, bro. Let it go. Guess what? He has a family and etc. That don't mean he gotta tell. Because regardless of the fact these guys was gonna go to prison, whether Gucci Mane cooperated or not, these guys were gonna go to prison because they're dumb. They recorded their crimes. That was stupid. They took people's Apple devices, which can be tracked. That was stupid. They ran up on some white execs and robbed the white execs. That was stupid. They were gonna go to prison regardless. Gucci Mane's lawyers told him it was a good idea to tell. Gucci Mane was not obligated to tell anything. Him having a family doesn't mean he should tell. What you're basically saying is he should tell because he has a family. That's stupid. Them niggas was gonna go to prison anyway. You dig? He didn't have to do anything. I'm just saying. He didn't have to do nothing, bro. And he also didn't have to get any get back. And he still can get back if he wants to. Listen, money talks. Money talks, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. Money talks, right? But yeah, man, we gotta get out of our feelings with this. But family, this wasn't street. He was a victim. Yo, being a victim don't mean nothing. You're a street person. You was selling a lot of work, my nigga. You cannot tell. You cannot tell. It's not a good look. BNZ says most street dudes are also grown and have hey, thank you, bro. The majority of street people you see have a multitude of kids. You dig? He said he shouldn't crash out. Well, listen, that's your opinion. You also are not in his shoes. See, Gucci Mane put these. How do you think Gucci Mane feels putting these guys on and them turning around to rob him and etc. and try to humiliate him, right? How you think he feel about that? How do you think he feel about that? You're not in his shoes. I can kind of relate to this story in a way, minus the snitching part. Minus the snitching part. Listen, there's been people I done put on that try to do me dirty. Not in this way, but I've definitely tried to help people out, and this is the thanks you get. They often snake you. It's just what happens, man. Shorty Nick says facts. He could have pleaded the fifth. Them niggas cooked regardless. Too much physical evidence. They didn't even need a statement. That's just icing on the cake. Facts. This nigga didn't have to tell. He definitely told because he was tight. But that doesn't mean anything. Listen, I'm not in favor of Pooh Shiesty, Big 30, and Pooh Shiesty's dad. I think them niggas are the dustiest of Negroes and probably the brokest rappers ever because, nigga, a Greyhound from Memphis to Dallas is nasty work, bro. The most pissiest bus ever from Memphis to goddamn Dallas, which was definitely like a 10-hour trip, probably more, maybe, based on stops and all that. This is nasty work. Nody says, do you think the ex-cop white dudes weren't there, he would have moved differently? I mean, if they weren't there, he probably would have lost his life as far as I'm concerned. I'm not gonna hold you. Them being there might have saved his life to a degree. Shout out and Ty says Gucci did Big Scar bad. Big Scar was Shiesty's blood cousin. Shiesty got Scar his deal. The family felt like Gucci disrespected them. He didn't do Big Scar bad, bro. He didn't pay for the funeral. He didn't have to. Bro, he didn't have to pay for Big Scar's funeral, bro. He did not have to do that. He's not obligated to pay for Big Scar's funeral. He had something going on at the time. He didn't do no Big Scar bad. Why the goddamn broke ass family ain't paid for the funeral, nigga? Why the broke ass family ain't paid for Big Scar funeral? Niggas is talking about, oh, he gave him, he gave him, is 10K not enough? Maybe they shouldn't have blew that money. If he gave them $10,000 for the funeral, $10,000 is enough for a funeral. What the hell did they do with the 10K? Blow the money on something? Oh man. He said the chains. What chains? Asking for those. Oh, he wanted the chains back? I mean, that's different. I'm gonna get to that in a second though. Black man rising now is my code different. I'm not telling on my gang, family, or people I do dirt with. Everybody else gets no loyalty, champ. I'm smart. Well, hey, that's your business. You do whatever you want, champ. I'm just telling you that if you're not a street person, you do whatever you want. Sugar said it was 20K. If he gave him 20K for the funeral, what the hell are they mad at? Y'all blew the 20K, bro. Y'all blew the 20K. Shout out and Ty says that's dirty. Asking for the chains back. Listen, man. I don't know. Asking for the chains back was a reason for him to get gunned down, to give up the contract and give his watches up and etc. Was it reasonable? I don't think it was reasonable. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it was reasonable. You gave him 20K, like what more do you need after that? But I think we got was that the last, did I read this last thing in here? Did I read it already? Or didn't I? Nope, I didn't even read this yet. So let me read this last piece of this document, gang. It's the last part. Roderick Davis, Gucci Mane, was pushed onto the couch in the control room, causing the victims to believe they were going to be executed. Williams Jr. placed the barrel of a firearm to... Oh. Didn't I read this already? Nah, I didn't read this. Williams Jr. placed the barrel of firearm to the back of BP's head, ordered him and Roderick Davis to leave the control room and the studio through the west entrance. So, yeah, I read this, nigga. I already read it. Oh, I read it. Yeah, I read this. Anywho. Yeah, man, listen, facts are facts. You again, you don't gotta agree. You're not obligated to agree. But me personally, I think these guys are some bozo ass snakes, gang. Yeah, I think they snakes. I'm gonna keep it tall with you, gang. I think these niggas is snakes, champ. I'll be 1,000. I'm just gonna keep it 1,000 with y'all, gang. Feel me? Oh, champ. Greased Up Gaming says, you do not owe your life to a code. If that's the cause, why have a family to begin with? Better ask them niggas, nigga. Everybody who's in the streets, most of them have families, champ. You know what I'm saying? Cannonball says, I think Big 30 gonna say it was all Pooh. You think Big 30 gonna snitch? It's possible. Listen, it's possible, nigga. We see niggas in Memphis telling, champ. It's possible, though. Sugar says, so did Gucci catch a flight to Dallas to get robbed, or was he already there? He was already in Dallas because that's where the studio was at. He was at the studio with some white executives in the studio in Dallas. He been in Dallas. They took a trip from Memphis, Tennessee to Dallas to violate Gucci Mane, have him take Pooh Shiesty off the contract and steal jewelry from Gucci Mane and the white executives that were present with Gucci Mane in the studio. So regardless of the fact, they was gonna get got anyway. You know what I'm saying? Black Man Rising says they violated Gucci Mane crew, champ. They snakes, so they deserve to get got. Yeah, I agree. I'm in agreement with that. You know what I mean? Andre Barnhart says, why didn't Pooh just do some shows to get that bread? Because he's a bum. Why would a bum be doing shows? You think he know how to do shows? This nigga not doing no shows. This nigga's name is Shiesty. Do y'all know Pooh Shiesty was originally in prison for smoking somebody over some goddamn Jordan 10s? How much of a bum do you gotta be to smoke somebody over some Jordan 10s? Some retro 10s, my nigga? You smoke somebody over some retro Jordan 10s that you could easily get for like what, $160, maybe $180 with taxes? Come on, bro. You smoking over some Jordan 10s, man. Jordan 10s ain't even nothing crazy, bro. You didn't smoke him over nothing of value. This is not a valuable item, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, for those of y'all who are not sneakerheads, Jordan 10s are not anything crazy, gang. You might have a few pair of Jordan 10s that's rare, but man, the Jordan 10s ain't worth much, man. These is the 10s we talking about. Everybody don't even wear Jordan 10s, bro. They a decent pair of Jordan retros, but they not the craziest ones, nigga. Nigga went to prison for smoking somebody with some goddamn Jordan 10s, man. This is a bum ass nigga. What are we talking about here, man? This nigga is poor. Shows, he don't even know how to do no shows. Nigga, you just came home and you just robbing people and all that. Nigga wanted to go right back where he came from. Big Scar funeral. He wanted the chains back. We gotta rob this nigga. Like, it's corny, man. It's nasty. We gotta stop acting like dusty behavior is cool, man. It's dusty. It's nasty. It's not it. Niggas is just disloyal and ungrateful. Why you feel so goddamn entitled, nigga? Now this nigga about to go do life because he's a goddamn broke ass bum. This is just facts. You know what I'm saying? It's just facts, bro. Like, you ain't gotta agree, but I'm telling you, this nigga poor, gang. This is a poor, broke Negro who felt entitled. And this is what happened, nigga. You heard? This is what happened. Uncle Dust says Pooh Shiesty must miss his boyfriend in there. He might. He might. One of them punks. Listen, he might miss the punks, champ. He might be a misser of punks, allegedly. I'll say alleged, man. He was so ready to go back. We don't know the true motive. The true motive is he might have a lover in there, allegedly. Cannonball says there was a show where he lost all his money and held people hostage. Yo, man, we can't take this nigga serious, bro. This guy's a crash out. Bro, you heard what I said earlier about him threatening a media page on Instagram, right? He threatened to delete the owner of a media page over them posting something about him and his enemy. He said, please take this down. I think you're a great page and I would hate to end it. Nigga, why are you threatening? This guy's a crash out, bro. This nigga would threaten the server at Applebee's because the food wasn't good enough, champ. Well, you went to Applebee's. The food not supposed to be good. He threatened the server at Applebee's, talking about he gonna get him deleted if the food ain't 5 stars. If the Michelin stars ain't right at Applebee's, this nigga gonna smoke the goddamn server, gang. If the cocktails at Applebee's ain't hitting right, if there ain't enough alcohol in the shots, hey, the nigga might smoke the goddamn cook and whoever else is back there in the kitchen, champ. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out Ty says right back to jail. It's like he couldn't handle the pressure of everyday life. I believe these things. I ain't gonna hold you, gang. I honestly believe exactly what you just said. He couldn't handle the pressures of society, champ. Apparently there wasn't enough punks outside for his liking. He said, I want to go back. Let's rob Gucci Mane and take this pissy ass Greyhound bus to goddamn Dallas, and we're gonna do the most insane thing ever, and we're gonna rob the white executives and Gucci Mane as a collective. Yeah, champ. Good idea. Get right back where you belong, champ. Dutch says what Pooh did wasn't right, bro. It was dumb. I agree. Listen, just because I'm calling Gucci Mane a rat don't mean that Pooh Shiesty and them is right. No, they're not right at all. They're actually poor. Uncle Dust says, I wouldn't take nothing down and dare him to come see me. Well, we know why, champ. Nigga targeting innocent vloggers and all that. Hey, man, if we don't get this taken down, I'm going to find you and I'm going to put you upstairs right where you belong, champ. Which is crazy. Because what type of crash out behavior is this? This nigga the type of nigga that threatened TMZ for making a tabloid post. Some things is just unnecessary, nigga. And don't get it twisted. You know, YouTubers who cover a lot of street content, they get threats all the time, bro. I've heard this has been happening for years. Now, do I get any threats? Not really. But people who threaten me usually end up blocking me because I'm not playing. I'm not playing. Don't threaten me, bro. I don't play with them, bro. I'm not scared of these niggas, man. I'm not scared of nobody. I don't play that. A nigga threatening me like, oh, word? I'm crazy. Just watch. Let's not do this. Let's not do this. I'm crazy. Don't threaten me. People who threaten me usually end up blocking me most of the time. There's a 10 out of 10 if you play with the man, you going to end up blocking the man because I'm going to take it to another level. I ain't going to hold you, bro. I don't play like that. I don't even play like that. You can't do that to me. I'm just going to be keeping it 1,000. This is what it is, man. Nody says These idiots posted pics of them in a stolen jewelry too, telling them it's some dumbass, broke ass Memphis niggas, man. It's is what it is, man. These guys are broke, man. What can I say? Oh, he says successful gangsters are supposed to be smart and well advised. Not necessarily, bro. I'm not gonna be honest with you, bro. There's no such thing as a successful gangster, to be honest. No gangster is successful. Niggas do life in prison right now. There's no such thing as being a successful gangster. Being a gangster in general is not a success. Let's be very clear here. Being a gang member or you know, a prominent street figure, it has never been a successful thing to do. Unless you used it to get out of a situation and you beat the odds, which is incredibly rare. There is no success rate in street things. I'm just being honest, bro. There's no success there, champ. I'm sorry. There's just no success, bro. At the end of the day, your ass getting locked up, bro. There's no success story there. I'm just being honest. Tip said Glover is the rat with an ankle monitor. Photos of everything. He working. Or he's just an idiot, man. Yo, listen, sometimes people are dry snitch and think it's gangster. Did you ever know that? Like, this guy's a dry snitching gangster, man. He's a dry snitching rat, bro. Mike Savage says the feds said they didn't find any concrete evidence on Pooh Shiesty and Big 30. Look it up. Oh, champ. So that makes Gucci a real rat then. Testified, champ. He identified these suspects. That's already a rat. Andre says you can't get 10K for a show set. Nigga, he probably could have got more than 10K for doing the show, but the nigga's so goddamn foolish. He don't know how to get a show going. He could have had a show somewhere, bro. What is his team? This nigga definitely has a team around him. You mean his team couldn't get him booked for a show to get some money, man? He was fresh out. He could have did something. Listen, I wasn't a big fan of his First Day Out song like that, but people was rocking with the First Day Out. So why couldn't he have done a show, bro? Again, you guys realize the creator of the Shiesty mask is Pooh Shiesty. The reason you see everybody wearing Shiesty masks, from celebrities to young kids, is because of Pooh Shiesty. He was the first one with it. That's why they call it the Shiesty mask. How come this nigga couldn't do no type of business proposal where he copyrights the mask or something? Like, he could have did something else, bro. There was so many other things he could have did outside of committing a crime, bro. Dutch says, right, but I might consider 50 Cent a successful gangster. I mean, yeah, you could say that. Because he beat the odds, he's still alive. He's went up against some crazy gangsters who have a track record of doing some crazy things. But 50 is a gangster, don't get it twisted, but 50 is a one of one. You don't get 50 cents. 50 Cent is one of one. I ain't gonna lie. When we talk about 50 is one of one. You don't get a lot of 50 Cent. There's not gonna be another 50 Cent, bro. You don't get too many. 50 is one of one, bro. This guy's a super success. He definitely was in the streets crazy. He survived beefing with some big time gangsters, like real big time gangsters, and he's still around at age of 50 right now. You don't get too many 50 Cents, bro. I'm just gonna be honest. 50 Cent is a rare occasion. 50s are you're not getting another fifth, bro. I'm sorry. Fifth is really one on one. You're not gonna get another fifth, bro, at all. It's just never gonna happen. 50 is a rare occurrence, gang. You can't be fifth, bro. Fifth is lucky to still be around at this point. Shout out and Ty says Pooh was gonna blow up this summer, not now. I mean, listen, if he wanted to further his career, he would have did that, but he didn't want to. He wanted to still indulge in crime, bro. He wanted to still be a criminal. He wanted to still do nonsense. This is what the man wanted to do, man. This is what he wanted to do with his life. He thought it was the best idea to commit a heinous act on camera too, because it got recorded. I think even without Gucci's testimony, this was actually going to become what it was going to be anyway. I mean, you're not just going to rob some white executives and get away with it. That's never going to happen, bro. Imagine if there was any J's in that room, nigga. If anyone in that room was a J, bro, close the curtains. This show is done, my nigga. It's finished. It's a wrap. Not gonna lie. Ryan Jerry says Papoose is the definition of a hater watching the Vlad. I'm gonna cover that Vlad interview later, by the way. Salute for telling me that, man. I'm gonna cover that Vlad interview later. I'm probably gonna stream it. I'm definitely gonna get to that. We will be watching that Vlad interview later, by the way. Feel me? We're gonna watch that for sure. Might have to cook Papoose. Might really have to cook Papoose for a good while. I'm not gonna hold you. Uncle Dust says Pooh was not gonna blow up. Sorry, he missed that opportunity by going to jail when he was actually hot. Yeah, he missed years. He missed years of his blow up. Time just surpassed that for sure, 1000%. Yeah. HTTC for Life says Shiesty also got someone in the club that added on to his charge. Well, I mean, adding on won't make him or break him. I mean, it's already over at this point. Andre says 1 of 1 is crazy Star Trek work. What the hell is Star Trek work? Shout out in time says rumor has it that one of the dudes they robbed is an off-duty police or retired police. That's not a rumor, it's a fact. Because the off-duty cop is one of Gucci's security guards. So yeah, that's true. That's 1000% facts actually. But gang, Gucci Mane is a rat, whether you like it or not. And you know, it's the same old. People say, Gucci Mane didn't tell he was a... Yo, listen, just because you was a victim and you told doesn't change that you're a rat. You did exactly what you did. And you know what you did. And Gucci Mane also said that Jeezy put money on his head after he smoked Pookie Loc, which is not a good idea. It's a bad idea. Yes, you smoked Pookie Loc, but you also said that young Jeezy put money on your head, which is also a form of dry snitching. It's true. People just ignored it because he smoked Pookie Loc. And like the homie Shorty Nick said, 2 things can be true, bro. It is what it is, man. But people are going to selectively choose who they call rats. You know what I'm saying? They're going to selectively choose what Gucci Mane is cooperating. And that's just what it is, man. You can be mad all you want. You heard? I don't care. But gang, do the man a favor, man. Hit that like if you ain't hit that like. If you ain't smashed up on that like, I need you to smash that like right now, ladies and gentlemen. If you are new to the Mayor's channel, hit that subscribe button immediately. Turn notification bells on right now to get all of the Mayor's updates. Hit the like. When the video is done, also hit that hype button, because the hype button helps the channel in a major way. And one more thing before we get all the way up out of here. Are you ready, gang? Easter Bear, the one and only New York Mayor, F. Mom Donnie, and you rocking with the 10 favorite Showface News, Big Gotham. And you already know it's the 10 versus everybody at all times. I'm up out of here, gang. Salute.